Hello, Georgie here. It's Friday evening, 8 p.m. UK time. So I'm going to be answering your questions from Wednesday night. A lot of the questions were around anxiety, depression, stress. So we're going to start with depression. My take on depression, and actually what I channeled a few months ago, about 6 months ago, I channeled this for a lady who was suffering from depression. And the angels' take on depression, or some types of depression, is that you are not expressing, you are depressing. So if you're not living your authentic self, and you're not expressing your feelings, and you're not expressing the creative sparks that you've got within you, then you're suppressing everything. Quite often we go around numbing ourselves out with certain things like chocolate, food, for some people alcohol, and it's a way of not looking at how we're feeling. So one of the questions was, how can I help my clients with depression? Can you give me some techniques with sound healing? And of course, my thing is angelic harmony therapy, which is sound healing, working with the angels. So the angels that I would work with, specifically for depression, would be working with the sacral, so that would be Mother Mary, working with the solar plexus, which would be Archangel Uriel, and working with the throat, which would be Michael. So I would also suggest that you get your clients to have a look at angelic harmony therapy and sign up for the free heart chakra meditation, because also another symptom of not loving yourself and not expressing yourself is depression. So quite often when people are depressed, and I'm not talking clinically here, I'm talking the mild form, it's because they're not feeling loved and they're not feeling worthy. So if you can up their self-worth, that really can help. So that's why I would recommend the heart healing meditation. And also with angelic harmony therapy, we are offering a self-healing manual and CD. So that's something else you could share with your clients if they're suffering with depression. Another way of working with depression and changing your mood is really looking at what you're listening to and who you're spending your time with. So if you're spending your time with people that are going to make you feel bad about yourself, that's an obvious no-no. So stop hanging around with those psychic vampires that are draining your energy. So be mindful of how you feel, when you feel, who you're with. It's not rocket science. If you go away, after you've left somebody's company, and you go away feeling drained and tired and depressed, connect the dots. And maybe you need to look at protecting yourself from their energy. And by protection, I'm not talking about protecting yourself from bad spirits or anything weird like that. You're protecting yourself from other people's energies. If you've been drawn to listen to my videos, it's probably because you're an empath or a healer or both, and you just can't help but be a sponge and soak up everybody else's stuff. So stop doing that. There's no need to be doing that. You need to look after yourself. You are number one. You can't look after anyone else unless you look after yourself. So that was the depression question. The next question was, how can we reduce stress? with angels and using sound. Well, again, of course, I'm going to say, go to angelichaharmonytherapy.com, have a look at my CD. Also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got lots of meditations that are going to be going out. There's my beautiful song, which is, I just love it. It's Mary Me, the Mary Me song. I've tagged it and shared it quite a bit recently, these last few days. But that really works at, it's like having an etheric spiritual hug. So please do check that out. What I'll do is I'll put a link on at the end of this. So what else can you do to reduce stress? Believe it or not, a good old-fashioned yawn. Oh, that can really help relieve stress, especially if you're holding it here. I often find that I get tight here. So having a few yawns, you're bringing in lots of oxygen. That's another way, a really easy thing that you can do anywhere. It's not too weird and freaky. Everyone yawns. Also humming. And you can just choose any sort of song that cheers you up, like maybe something from a Disney film. Sometimes I suddenly find myself turning into Snow White. I'm not going to do it now because it will make, well, actually, maybe I should make you all laugh, because laughter is another really good way of reducing stress. But if you're feeling a bit stressed and you're feeling a bit down, it's a bit hard. So what do? You fake it till you make it. So you can do a big Buddha laugh, put your hands on your solar plexus and and especially if you're around other people, you can actually change that vibration of feeling stressed and laugh about it. Okay, so then the next question was, what does Mother Mary want to see happen in the world? Well, I can only go from my experience. Obviously, I've written my song about Mother Mary, which is about nurturing, caring, healing, loving. Also, I recently went to Fatima with my friend Maggie, and whilst in the sanctuary, I was completely overwhelmed and started crying. And I thought, well, where's this coming from? Because I was really in a good place and I didn't understand why I was suddenly crying like this. And I thought, am I picking up on somebody else's stuff? No. Anyway, so I went outside, and there's an outside chapel where they do mass. And there were these people crawling around on their knees and on their backs, shuffling like caterpillars on their backs and walking around on their knees. And then the sadness came over me once more. And I realised that what Mother Mary, she doesn't want people to suffer. She really doesn't. And if there's any Christians out there listening to me now, they're probably going to write some comments and think, who's she to say this? But that was my take on it. That was my belief, that Mother Mary doesn't want to see people making themselves miserable and atoning in this way. She wants people to feel good. She wants people to feel the love. She's bringing love. She's bringing acceptance, unconditional love. That's what she wants people to feel. If you feel loved, accepted and appreciated and safe, you know, that's what every child wants to feel. So that's what she brings, and that's what my Mary Me song is about. It's about feeling loved, it's about feeling safe, it's about feeling protected. So that was the main take that I get from my connection with Mother Mary. I am giving out my meditation, so if you sign up to angelichaharmonytherapy.com website, I send out messages weekly, every Sunday morning. I'm trying to send them out at 11:11. And basically each week, although I'm channeling the Divine Feminine Collective Consciousness, there are 33 of them in this consciousness. And different ones come to the head of the chain. How they likened it to me was that if you imagine all the different aspects are linking together in a chain, and then different ones come forward as the pendant. So that's how they explained it in an earlier channel. So basically, when Mother Mary comes forward, it's to give love, nurture, support. That's what she wants. When some of the others come forward, for instance, Isis is often about past life stuff. But the main question here was about Mother Mary. So what does Mother Mary want to see happen in the world? Love, peace, unity, to sum it up in brief. Now, my last question, this question was from my lovely friend Sarah, and her question was, how do we raise our vibration? She had a few questions. How do we progress with our manifesting? So I don't know if you've been with me from the start, we did 10 meditations, and they were all to help bring in, to manifest goals starting back at the full moon. So how do we progress with this? Basically, you've sown the seeds, you've done the hard work, so now you've got to just let it go and have faith and trust that these things that you're working on will come to you. And I can see that mine have started to manifest. So for instance, mine was to get Mary Me out there. I've already had almost 200 views on YouTube since Wednesday, so I'm really, really chuffed about that. And my other thing was to reach out to more people, and I'm definitely doing that. So that's all working for me. And I've got to have faith that I will get a buyer for my house when the time's right. So now her next question was, how do we raise our vibration and connect, stay connected? So by vibration, I think she means, how do we keep our vibration high enough to connect with our guides and angels? So basically, it's quite simple. It's intention. Okay, you don't necessarily have to be vegan or to be a teetotaler. I personally have to be like that. I have to drink water. If I drink wine, it has to be organic, sulfate free, but not everybody's like that. The main thing about raising your vibration is your intention to connect to your guides. And the more you sit or walk and have that in your heart as your intention, then that's what will happen. You will raise your vibration, because what happens is they sort of meet you halfway, if you like. They bring their energy towards you and they lift you up. So, good song would be You Raise Me Up. You could listen to that song and meditate to that and think about yourself being lifted up towards your guides and know that they are there to support you. So the more time you spend sitting, or actually, I don't want to say the more time, how I'm going to rephrase that. If you make a regular commitment and you have some discipline, so every morning you're going to get up 15 minutes earlier to sit and connect with your guides and angels. And maybe every evening before you go to bed. They're there the whole time. I'm getting to the point now where I'm constantly feeling them with me. I constantly have that buzz near me. I know they're with me, and I can go in and out very quickly, channeling them now. I think somebody's upsetting Bella, by the way. She's started to bark. So I think what I'm going to say now is, please do. This is how I'd like to continue with my live broadcasts, by answering your questions. So please, please, please write me out some comments and I will answer them. I'm not going to be live tomorrow because I'm going to be in Essex seeing my family, but I'd happily go live on Sunday, and on Monday I'm going to be doing a full moon summer solstice live meditation, because It's going to be absolutely awesome. Monday, the energy is going to be intense. Not only is it full moon, but also we've got the summer solstice. So it's really time to utilise that energy. So what I suggest, if you can, between now and probably a few days after the full moon, have salt baths if you can. I like to use Epsom salts and some lavender. Drink lots of water, and try and eat lots of greens, because green, it just helps synthesize the light, because there's a lot of light coming down at the moment. The energy is intense. So you want to try and incorporate that into your system by resting, taking care of yourselves, salt baths, drinking lots of water, having lots of green. Okay? And if you can get out in nature and walk barefoot on the grass, that would be wonderful. If you can get to the sea, breathe in the sea air, again, fantastic, because there's lots of positive ions around the sea salt air. That's really good for diffusing any negative energy. So lovely sharing your messages. I hope I've shone a bit of light onto your questions. Take care, lots of love, and make sure you write your questions for me so I've got something to answer on Sunday. Okay, so Sunday will be 8 p.m. because that's a good time for me. I hope that's a good time for you. So if you're in Europe, Denmark, that's 9 p.m. your time, and St John's, Canada, that's 4:30. Don't ask me about anywhere else. All I know is it's 8 p.m. UK time. So take care, lots of love. Bye.